Welcome back, everyone, to the Hermit Cave. We're here with Ben, my guest, and in the first video, we talked about the geopolitics and the economy and stuff, pirating. But in the second video, though, we're gonna get into some social engineering. The recent news was what this Jennifer Lawrence cut her hair. It's one of the most pertinent news stories of our time. Everybody needs to know about it. But the only reason we're going to cover any of this is it's about cutting hair and it's about quote feminism and androgyny and that. And I don't want to say it's the blending of male and female energy, but it's also just a distortion of the male and female energy. You see, they're trying to make men a way for men to express themselves to be manly is through vanity instead of just being manly and being strong and strong-willed. They have to be pretty boys and women, instead of women doing what women do. I'm not saying that women can't work or shouldn't work or whatever, but they have their own way of defining what that is. But I know, Ben, you understand the concept of this female male energy and how it's being utilized by the powers that be uh, to basically as a way of control, but also as a way of carrying out whatever their agenda is.
Media, they've covered it, but they're still not even sure what the agenda is or how it's working. What the what the they're just seeing the effects, but they don't know why. They're just like
Right. Just,
Alan Watt, he'll cover it, he but he's not even sure what it's all about.
right, and you're talking about feminism and pushing homosexuality and
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and it's all very much tied together. Yeah, so
so yeah, that's important. It's a way of carrying out their agenda. So you were telling me a story. It's kind of interesting about one of your guys that delivers your organic food or something like that, and he was telling you this. I don't know if it was. I think it was his own theory. Is that what he was saying?
Well, no, I think it's something that he's read into very much over the years, and he was quite learned in it, and he kind of opened my eyes to how this is affecting society. Uh, for years, my take on feminism had been that if you look at feminism in and of itself, what it's supposed to be in society is it's supposed to be about equal rights and in fairness and being treated with some equality, because there was a time when women were treated with a lot of inferiority and were highly subjugated. Now, that's all fine and good, but that's not the direction that modern feminism has taken. Modern feminism has gone this direction of very much what you could call female superiority, and it's very much about the degradation of males. Now, getting into what is actually occurring is understanding what masculine energy and what feminine energy is. Masculine energy, it can be defined as as your will, and feminine energy can be defined as your emotion. And one way that it was explained was that your masculine, your will, that can be defined as I, as in capital I, like me. It's I I I will do this, I will do that. Whereas your emotions, they dictate the me, and what your me is well, this makes me feel this way, this makes me feel that way. So me is your emotions, it's your feminine. Your I is your will, your masculine. So it's getting control of your will is really what's important. And and there's so much in our society that's geared towards controlling your will. That's what the propaganda system is all about. It's about controlling your will. Everybody has a TV in their house, and that TV tells them what their will should be. So their own individual independent will is being hijacked by a propaganda system, and their emotions are feeding into this. Their emotions are basically the impetus for getting work done. It's energy. So the feminine is always what gets work done. That's why you see in our society now, we're seeing more and more women being put into positions of power, whether it was Condoleezza Rice, Hillary Clinton, and now we have Janet Yellen at the as a Fed chairman.
Yeah, I mean it's very trendy too. That's how they're able to something that just didn't really take place prior to the last 10 years, really. But it's so trendy, like I was saying, with like gay rights and all that, the equal rights for women. This is a very trendy thing to do. So people are all on board with this, and that way they can still carry out whatever they want to push.
Yeah, it's funny because it's you keep hearing this line about equal rights, equality, and there's nothing there about equality. It's not about equality. It's about destroying any kind of masculinity. It's about which means destroying your will. And you're going to have a bunch of weak-willed men walking around who can't exercise independent thought, who can't exercise critical thinking. And when that happens, they can be controlled more easily. The population can be controlled more easily, and it makes them more docile, more controllable. And this is the exact purpose of it. Most people don't really ever get to the actual core of why is this feminist homosexual agenda being carried out. And what are homosexuals? Homosexuals are men who have had their will robbed from them, and they're very subordinate, very easily controlled, and they're giving power to women because they have the best abilities to actually get the job done, because women are subordinate, so they're giving that power to women. That's why they
And we're talking about men who do have strong will at the top exploiting women. So this is just another way to show this isn't about equal rights. This is about exploitation.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's all about. It's about exploitation, and these women, they think that this is a step up for them, and it's demeaning and exploitive is what's happening. And you're seeing women being treated as though they've been empowered, but they've really been put in a more intense position of subjugation than they've ever been put in before. And so feminism hasn't empowered them or offered them equality of any kind. And it's taken away the will of many men, and created a large homosexual community in the process. And so that's really just a side effect of destroying the will of men and empowering women. And it's really all for the core reason of making the population more subordinate.
Right. Yeah. It's about control and getting rid of any sort of resistance to that
You
control.
can't have a revolution with a bunch of weak-willed men. And it's not going to happen. I don't see one happening in our society, and I don't think it could.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is too, you keep them. It's not so much about keeping them at work. Yeah, keeping them at work and stuff like that's one thing, but you keep them distracted with goods, being consumers, watching football, um, and because there's many times before in our history where people just they didn't have much. It was basically to when they were starving. That's when they started to really revolt, and they got together and they got shit done. But now, as long as people can have loans and credit, and they can buy new cars and new trucks and renovate their houses and stuff, and buy cell phones and all these little gadgets and watch football on Sunday, then there's really no need to revolt. So, um, with advertising, you were talking about emotion. That's very important because you're talking about this is something that was created by Edward Bernays, and he used Freud's psychological analysis or analytic theory on how to sell products to people on an emotional base to make them feel as though they need these things.
Yes, Bernays called it engineered consent, which was based off the model that Walter Lippmann had created that he called manufacturing consent. And when you think about it, what is that actually about? And that's the essence of the propaganda system, is manufacturing and engineering consent. What are they doing? When you turn on the radio or when you turn on the TV, they're telling you what your will is. So you're not exercising an independent will. You're not exercising a free will. What you're being given is an engineered and manufactured prefabricated will.
Yeah, an authorization to exercise. Yeah, the only authorization for you to exercise will is for you to go to Target and buy some cheaply made piece of crap product made in another country,
Sri Lanka,
and be happy about it because you're free and you're able to buy that.
Yeah, exactly. Get your milk with its antibiotics and ammonia and
You were talking about propaganda, like the old Soviet type of propaganda, is how they told you what they were going to do to you, whereas now it's a lot more sophisticated. Can you elaborate on that a
yeah,
little bit?
it very much is. The old Soviet propaganda system uh, told you what to think, and in response to that, people were able to build resistance against that because they were being told what to think. So they thought, well, to be free would be to think the opposite of what we're being told. And the same could be said of pretty much many of the previous propaganda systems, whether it was the Catholic Church or so on. Uh, but here in America, there's a propaganda system that's based on a presupposition, and and you never question that presupposition. You never even get around to it. So,
Because you don't know that you're being bombarded with propaganda. It's hidden through entertainment a lot.
yeah,
So
exactly.
okay, so finish up here the last couple minutes. Just wanted to ask you what you thought about this whole pink ribbon thing for female cancer, breast cancer, and then they got the Movember to bring awareness, raise awareness for males, skin cancer and prostate cancer. Again, this is about selling things. This is authorized. This is authorized from the top. So basically, this is corporations and all these things, the same people that probably help give you all these cancers, they're going to come back and they're going to ask for your money to raise awareness, let people know that they've been victimized. So it's and talking about attacking genitalia, I was going to get your take on that. I mean, it's breast cancer, female, and stuff like that. They're attacking their femininity, and same with the men, with their beards. Let's raise awareness about male cancer and stuff like that. By 1 year, you're authorized to wear a beard, which is a form of masculinity, right?
It was 1 month, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1 month you get. So
you're allowed to wear a beard for 1 month, and then you gotta cut it off.
Yeah, and of course by then, guys will be like, "Oh man, I can't wait to get rid of that. It's kind of nice."
Yeah, it's a very natural expression, and it seems to be demonized for obvious reasons. When you're exercising, when you're exercising it, you're exercising masculinity, you're exercising your will, and you can't do that. Fashion has been dictated from the top, and the fashion that's been approved is demasculating.